David suddenly spread his arms wide, shielding Nadia behind him. He slowly turned his body, blocking the sniper's line of sight. The police had no choice but to call in a bomb disposal expert.
That's crazy. People do some dumb shit.
Yo, did you know you can buy small amount?
Shut your ass up. All right, cool. Nothing like a jet too hot. See, it must not have been the way they want it to be. I always tell people that sometimes doing too much makes things too bad. But no, nobody wants to listen to me. Good evening, Barbie. How art thou? Hey, Mystical. Did you get any sleep? Oh, come on, dang. Few hours? I guess it's better than nothing. Oh, good Lord. Help me. Why isn't this fucking thing working? Oh, shit. All right. Okay. All good. I'm good now. Hey, LZ. How you doing? You took a nice nap. That's good. What you got going on here, woman? You said interested in two guys I'm talking to on a dating site. Oh, good Lord. What am I going to do with you? Oh, good Lord. May Lord help you one day. Oh, Jesus, help me. Every day, there's something. Well, dating sites ain't no better. But we'll see. We can see what's going on. Just be careful. All right, let's see. All right, this first guy that wants to meet you tonight, it seems like he's it'll be okay if you do meet him tonight. He has like the only thing I see that he has an issue with is like he might dispute like what you say, like he might have different opinions, or he might think that what you believe in is not what he believes in, or what he thinks you might not. You might just have some differences of opinion. That's all. But he thinks that you're good looking, and he thinks that you're his type. If you do decide to meet him, it'll go well. It'll be fine. There could be a beginning of something, but I do feel like this person can be like, kind of opinionated, and it might aggravate you or something, or it might make you feel like a certain way. That's what I get. Yeah, you want to, if you want to meet him tonight, it'll go well. It won't be that bad. He's just very opinionated, or he might just have opinions that might not be the same, but it's not gonna make him like a bad person. Nothing's gonna be perfect. All right, let's check the second guy. Well, the second guy, it seems like he's like mature, he's stable. It looks like he might be a bit older, or he might be like someone who has a lot of authority or wants authority. But I feel like this person isn't gonna really contact you and try to see you and try to be with you. I don't see nothing happening with this guy. I feel like he's like a mistake, or it's gonna be a mistake dealing with him. He's got too much going on, and like he wants to get back like what, like for instance, if he works a lot, like you say, he's probably trying to get back what he's lost. But and he might not, he might be lying about his age. He might be older than he says. Or he just like is someone who has too much shit on their mind. They have no solutions to their issues or problems. So I think the second guy probably won't work. But the first guy has a lot better energy than this person. The second person I would say is not gonna really want to link up with you because they have too many issues. Yeah. Well, the guy that says he's younger than you, he might not be. He might be bullshitting you. Could be. And if it isn't age, it could be just like the person just like has, like they're an old soul type of thing. But I would say the first guy is better than the second guy. But remember, no one's perfect, obviously. So yeah, if you decide to meet the first guy tonight, it'll go well, and he's a better choice than the second guy. That's what I would say. And another thing, I wouldn't share my Facebook with people you don't know. You know, that's just my opinion. Like them knowing your name and all that shit, that's not good. They can like scam your ass and shit. But hopefully none of that happens. But these people online, man, I don't trust. I mean, the people that come in here, I don't even know personally either. But I'm not gonna, share my information with them if I don't know them like that. I'm just saying maybe it could have, because maybe he's like, looking at that as a desperate tactic to say, hey, look at me. you know. But I don't think that that's the problem. I think that this person, the second person, just has too much shit to do, and they're just like, not interested. Because I don't get the second guy being like interested or wanting to get together. It's all about himself. Whereas the first guy, you actually show up in the cars and he thinks that, you're a good looking. He thinks you're, a good choice for him. Well, I didn't see a woman there, but it says that he has his own personal issues. I didn't see an ex or anything. I just get like personal issues. Yeah. I'm just giving you my advice about the Facebook thing. I wouldn't do it. I ain't sharing my Facebook with nobody unless, you know. That's why when people like PayPal me, some of their real name is on there, and that's why I always tell people, and their address sometimes. I always tell people like, gotta watch out for shit like that. Anybody can trust me because I won't be putting your information out there, obviously, or scamming you or trying to, but you never know. You know, these people be crazy, especially these dating sites. Even people on here, I don't really know people personally like here. You know, oh, that's the dating app. Is Facebook dating? Oh, God. I've been getting all those ads on my Facebook. Date this person. In Bermuda, we have this. I go look. I looked at it once. My friend told me, "Hey, you wouldn't believe who's on a dating app." This is like last year sometime. It was like a Bermuda dating app out there, and then it was on Facebook. I got like the message, like they send out hits to people, and my boy goes, "Look who's on the dating app. This girl that we know that went to our school." Blah blah blah. So I looked at it, and I started laughing. I'm like, "Damn." I just think that some of that stuff you gotta watch out for because these freaks on here. There's a lot of crazy people out there. They might con you into thinking things, but it's okay to like, I guess trying to. I know a good friend of mine met on a dating app and she's still with the guy. Like 12, 13 years now she's been with the guy. She's not married to him because they both got married before and didn't want to get married again. But they still been living with each other forever, and they met on a dating site. It's not perfect, but she says it's better than nothing. But she's been with him for like 10 years now, and they met on a dating site. That's one person I can vouch for. Everybody else, I don't know. I went on a dating site years and years and years ago, only because my friend begged me to go on there. It was called Adult Friend Finder. That's what it was called. I don't even know if it still exists. And it was like this girl that was on there from Bermuda, and I started talking to her. And then I was like, "Yeah, let's meet. We should meet up. We've talking to each other for a while now." She had already mentioned she wants to meet up, and I was like, "Yeah, I can meet up with you on this weekend. I'm free." And after I said that, that was it. Never saw the person again. Their profile was gone. Everything was gone. And I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" I was like, I told my friend, I said, "I told you I don't want to come on these damn stupid dating app bullshit." That's why I never did it again. What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother? Oh yeah, definitely. Facebook Messenger is better than giving a phone number for sure. I agree with you on that part. But the person could still see your name, you know? Yeah, this is like before it was an actual like hookup site. I went on there like in the very beginning. And the girl in the pictures wasn't showing anything or anything like that. It was no sexual type of bullshit, you know? And then it became a hookup site. I realized it afterwards. I was like, oh, fuck. No wonder this shit didn't work. because it's all bullshit. You know, because you can be talking to if you're a hoe and you're on that adult friend finder, you could be talking to a cop and he be lining you up. So I didn't get that feeling when I was on there. Okay, Dan, that's good. You got dinner, dishes, and leftovers away. I had chicken in the oven with some rice, broccoli. It was pretty good. But yeah, I'm not a dating website person. I like to see people in real life. I don't like to text or email or send you a message. I'm not that type of person. I like to see people. At least video chat. Cause that's what happened on Instagram one time. I met this chick. I did a reading for her and about her grandmother or something like that. And I had never seen this person before. She just added me and said, "Oh, I need a reading about my grandma. Can you tell me some stuff?" And I told her, and then she was like, "Oh, where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Bermuda, blah blah blah." And she's like, "Oh, I am too." I'm like, "Yeah, right. You ain't from Bermuda, woman." I called her out one time. I was like, "If you're from Bermuda, then where you at?" She was like, "I'm from this place," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, I don't really believe you." She goes, "Oh, what do you mean you don't believe me?" And I was like, "Well, if you're in Bermuda, right, that means I will know you or know of you, unless you just landed today and I don't know who you are." So I told her go outside, right, and take a picture and show me where she is. And then she was like, "Oh no, I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that because you don't believe me, you don't trust me." I was like, "How can I trust you? I just met you. I just did a reading for you. That's it. How can I trust you? You know." Then I said, "Why don't you just go live so I can see who you are and you can prove it to me?" I said, "I'm willing to go live with you right now. Let's go." So she was like, "Oh no, my phone's." I said, "Yeah, goodbye, fuck you." That's exactly what I said. Goodbye and fuck you. I deleted and blocked her ass. I was like, "You ain't lying to me all day, woman." And I don't understand why people just don't like prove who they are. What's so hard about going video chat with somebody? Then you can see who they are and see if they're really about that life. That's when you can trust the person when you're video chatting them. You can actually see that they are who they say they are. If you don't do that with me, it's over. We're not gonna be cool. I don't want to hear, "Oh, I'm camera shy." No, no, ho, you're lying. You ain't who you say you are. Hey, Claudia, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Voice chat, videos chat, even voice chat. That's fine. But I can do people's voices, so I can disguise my voice too. You know, that's why the only thing that's gonna convince me you are who you are and you are that person in that picture is you video chat me. And if you don't look like that person in the picture, then I ain't listening to it. And don't tell me that was 10 years ago. No, no. It's either you do it or you don't do it. And even if you do it, I'm gonna make my assumptions of what I see. And that's why like I've never been scared to video chat anybody because I say who I am and I am who I am. That's it. Most of these hoes, they ain't gonna do that. Even like a regular woman that's really trustworthy, she probably won't even go video chat. "Oh, I didn't do my hair today. I don't have my fake eyelashes on. I have no makeup." That's even better. I'll see the real you. Bring it. Turn your camera on. "I gotta charge my phone." You ain't serious. Goodbye. If you ain't serious with me from jump, I can't deal with you. Start lying, it ain't happening. That's why I don't do dating sites and dating people online. Because a lot of them, 90% of them won't video chat because they don't want you to see who they are. So if that's the case, why are you on here? You gotta prove who you are. You know? Don't worry about your looks. You got to prove who you are. You know, that's just my, my whole thing is that. I remember I did a reading for this lady. I tell this story sometime. Oh, don't worry. I'm about to tell that story right now, Claudia. Not about you, obviously. There was a lady, she got a reading from me. She goes, I said, look, my readings that I do, if you want a medium shit reading, I would like to see you face to face. We can video chat together on Instagram. And she was like, oh, I'll just talk and keep my camera off. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever you want to do. So the first reading I did with her, I just heard her voice and it was a blank screen, no camera on, just heard her voice. And that's fine. You want to do that? That's fine. You want to hide your identity, whatever you want. And she said, she had a man and everything. I'm like, I ain't here to be a man anyway. Like, I don't give a fuck if you have a man. I'm here to do a mediumship reading about some spirits that you deal with and whatever. So anyway, about a week later, she gets another reading. And then she goes, oh, I'm going to turn on my camera now because I feel better now. I'll turn on my camera. I said, all right, no problem. So her picture was photoshopped, filtered, the one that she had on Instagram. So when I saw her real face, her real thing, I was like, what the fuck is that? I looked at her, I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I stared at her and she's like, and then I see like these little things twinkling all over the place. Like it was a filter. So every time she was moving, right, she was trying to get into the filter so she don't look as ugly as she was, right? So I'm saying to myself, see, now you look even dumber than you look because you should have just been yourself from jump. And I would have respected you more, but now I'm gonna fucking dish you when I leave, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, woman? And after that day, she never came back. She must have said, Mark must think I'm a complete idiot, you know? And you are an idiot. Why you just didn't like, who cares like what if you look normal, it's better than being fake, fake and trying to cover up who you really are. So man, and I wanted to say you better off shutting your camera off then, cause you just look like an idiot now. Like, you just use all these filters, then you had the Snapchat shit going on, and but I'm like saying to myself, what the fuck? Why this woman like? And I don't even care what you look like, cause you said you have a man anyway, and I don't care what people look like, but now you really look stupid because now you look like an idiot because you used all these filters before, you know? So like I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why you just can't be yourself? What's wrong with you? Like, Narissa, did I call her ugly? No. I was thinking that in my mind. I was like, now you look ugly. And a fine looking woman can be ugly to me with her personality and her disrespect. You know? But I just don't know why women do that dumb shit. There's no reason for it. Look the way you look. There's no reason for you to like hide your identity or hide what you look like with a filter. People want to see the real you. At least I do. Even if you're not that attractive, you can be the nicest person in the world. I don't care. You know? When I do readings for people on live in a video chat, and you're like disguising yourself and you're got all these filters on, you might just keep your camera off now because you feel insecure letting me see who you are. So when you walk out into the world and you speak to everybody that you know at work, well, people are gonna, people act like people don't see you. You know, like just be yourself. Be yourself, yeah. Doesn't matter what you look like, just be yourself. That's all. What's wrong with that? Well, I'm the type of guy I don't like fake anything. I don't like fake eyelashes, fake nails. Anything a woman wears that's fake, I do not like. That's me personally, and I don't have to like it. And you're gonna tell me I don't care what you like. I like it, and that's perfectly fine. But if you say to me, "Hey, babe, look, I got new nails and I got filler lips and eyelashes and Angry Bird fucking eyebrows and shit," I don't want to see all that. I don't. You're not gonna be my babe. I don't want no woman that looks like fake as shit. That ain't happening. You be looking fake during the day and real at night before you go sleep. And that's when beauty's a light switch away. When I turn that light off, that's when you look good. And I don't have to see your fake ass anymore. There's no reason for women to do all that bullshit. There's no reason for it. That's just my opinion. People could take it the way they want. Don't get offended. If that's what you want and you got somebody that accepts it, good for you. Me personally, no thanks. I don't mind a little makeup, a little something, something. When you get them, Angry Bird eyebrows, where they look like an upside down V, and you get them snuffleupagus eyelashes, you look dumb as shit. Don't tell me you look good, you don't. No. Little hairstyle, a little bit of makeup, no fake nails, just paint your damn nails, leave them things short, cause you ain't grabbing me. You don't think you're gonna grab my D either. With damn claws. No, no. Uh. How am I falling for my girl? I'm not into fake women. That's why I'm single. Cause I don't want fake women. Fake women like to be fake and that's why they ain't got nobody. And if they do, they have a fake guy that buys them fake shit. And if you don't have a guy, you're buying your own fake shit. Anyway, I don't know who you are, but you're going out of here. I ain't dealing with your stupid ass, fake ass who. Fuck out of here. Come in here and talk no shit to me, you stupid bitch. I don't want no man. I know who the fuck this hoe is. You wasting your time coming here, woman. She don't make no sense. You say you swear you're not into. What the fuck does that mean? You don't even know how to spell. Before you get, see, you don't even know what you're saying. That's how dumb you are. Now you can talk to this. Look, come in here and talk new shit. You didn't even say hi. Did you call her ugly? No, stupid. See, this is why a lot of people get mad at me because my opinions. And I even stress that this is my opinions. Don't get mad. Okay? But obviously you're getting mad because I'm calling you out because that's what you do every day. This is what you do every day, sweetheart. Look, you take that eyelash, you go there, you glue it on there like a dumbass, looking like Snuffleupagus from fucking Sesame Street. And then you got them fucking eyebrows that look like that, like fucking Angry Bird. And you got them long ass nails you can't even fucking type anything or press anything or even wipe your ass. You stupid hoe. Shut up. Don't get me started, because I'll rip you a new one. You don't want to come in here trolling me or talking shit to me. I'm not the one. There's one thing, I'll make you look stupid. Fuck out of here. Saturday night, you should be going somewhere doing something with your life. I would, Dan. I would help her with. I'd rather help her with her peg leg than help her with her fucking eyelashes. Yeah, it might be, Barbie. Might be. There's so many of them now that want to identify as so many things. Dumbass. All right, LZ, thanks for the super chat. You said let's get some messages from Spirit. I notice every time I talk about that subject, somebody gets butthurt. I noticed that. I notice there's always somebody listening to me in the background that gets butthurt. And they're the first one to talk some random shit. They're always somebody is always in here watching me to see what I say to try and get me in trouble or to make me feel like what I say is wrong. What I say is right to me. That's all that matters. It's not my fault that you got dropped on your head, okay? And you can't understand what I'm doing and what I say. Furthermore, this is my fucking channel. So I'm going to say and do whatever I want. Yeah? You want yours? Go talk about your eyelashes and your fake ass shit. You know what, Dan? It probably is. But I've noticed a few, dirty trolls coming around every now and then. They're actually waiting the 5 minutes to come in here. So I think I might put it up. I think that's a good idea. I'll make them wait even longer. So they just like say to themselves, fuck. How about let's do 10 minutes? Actually, you know what? Fuck that. 20 minutes. You can wait 20 minutes to come in here to be a subscriber. There you go. I just changed it. Instead of 5 minutes, you can wait 20 minutes to get zapped. Just for you. Because it's Saturday night, so there's a lot of trolls out here. So now you can wait 20 minutes to come in here and talk your shit. And when you do, you're wasting more time. You could play your game. Okay, so LZ, Spirit wants you to know that, and this is related to your earlier reading. So Spirit wants you to know that you might be very happy with the man that you talk to in the next couple of days. And they also want you to know that your family life is going to get better. Your ancestors are taking care of you in spirit. They want you to excel. They want you to get better. They want you to experience things. And they also want you to know that you're old enough now to understand what's right from wrong. Try not to make any bad decisions or choices that will affect you. Ignoring opportunities because you're shy or you're diligent to proceed may cause, some type of issues like hesitation, not wanting to like do something, but you should, like putting something off, something like that. But otherwise that, I got good things here. I got family being secure and safe. I got you being happy, having sociable relationships and friendships with people, friends, family, even this Prince Charming right here, the Knight of Cups, which means this person's offering to see you, to take you out on a date, to get to know you. So looks like this person that we just talked about earlier, the one that wants to see you, looks like it's what spirit is bringing you as well. So it looks like it's going to be a good choice to deal with this person. Or this could be somebody else, but I think it's this person. And I see every day going by, things being better. As long as you devote yourself to making yourself happy, that's all that matters. That's what they want. That's what they really want you to do. You know. In a work sense, this is saying that you're going to be happy at work. You're going to be socializing with a lot of people at work that make you happy. Things will get better at work. You might get, this also means at work, you might get like a proposition that they give you. They give you a proposition, a proposal, a challenge, and then, you end up coming out on top. But make sure you don't make that decision right away. Take some time to think about it. Don't ignore the opportunity that they give you. And because of your experience and your years that you've had at your job, they rather give it to you because of your experience. So that's what it means in a work sense. Work feeling more secure, more safe. They might even give you a raise. The Ten of Pentacles means getting more money through your experience, or finally giving you a raise, or finally, proposing something to you that will work. See how my ticker went from 10 to 5? Because it said 20 minutes they have to wait. That's how I get rid of them, see? Yeah. You think you're smarter than me, but you ain't. You ain't gonna wait 10, 20 minutes in here. Fucking idiots. Saturday night, go get a life. Go to the bar. Well, as far as I can see, so you didn't ask me that. You're asking me getting general messages from spirit, and those are the general messages that I got from spirit, which is all good. I got all good things, you know. So I don't get anything bad. But that's like a whole nother question. But spirit wants you to know that that's the situation that you're dealing with. Good things. So don't think of them, and then you won't have to worry about it. Like I tell you all the time. You know, those people can't do anything to you. They tried all year and it still didn't work. You see what I mean? That's how you gotta look at it. You gotta stop worrying about them, and then stop worrying about you. And all last school year, you kept talking about them. They was gonna do, and look, they didn't succeed because they can't. And if you keep thinking about them, they'll become a problem. The less you think about something, the less it becomes a problem. Listen to Uncle Marky, I know. Greetings, Gala. How you doing? How's it going? You're well? That's good. I'm glad you're well. Well is better than being bad or okay. Well is the word you use when you're above okay. And then there's good. And then there's great. Then there's awesome sauce. Fantastic, wonderful, amazing. All the above. All right, Dan, no problem, brother. Fantastic. I'm fantastic. From Phantasmic. Okay. Phantasmic. Or you can be like Mystical says. She says awesomely or fantabulous or I don't know. She always puts an ly on a lot of things. I can't remember all of them, but yeah, those are the ones I remember. Yeah, stupendous. Yes, that's another one. Yeah. Or she says stupendously. She always likes the ly at the end. She was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but she was in here earlier in the very beginning. She might be drinking tea, waiting for you. Well, yeah, I've had one troll in here so far, and she didn't even say hi. Then I started talking about fake things that women say, and they got upset. You know. Yeah, sure, get one. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? All good. A cup of tea. No tea for me. I had 2 cups of coffee today. That was good enough. Give me a second. I have to deal with dumb people again. No one ever can think for themselves. They always ask me what I think, and then when I tell them what I think, they get mad. All right. Okay. Always something. Nobody can think for themselves these days. It's not easy, you know. It's not easy being me. If you guys want an Oracle message, I'll give you one. I'm gonna keep myself occupied before, my mind goes in the gutter again. And they start thinking about things, and then people get mad. Poor little things. Everybody's so sensitive in the world. They really are. right, Barbie, let's see what we got for you. All right, Barbie. This card says, I don't believe my own story. And you see, it's like a nurse, you know? And it says, not believing myself is a huge advantage because most of what I learn is not the truth. I use my power of doubt to challenge every message that I deliver to myself. The power of doubt. That is true. I mean, we do learn a lot of things that are bullshit. We have to figure it out ourselves. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Anybody else want a message? I'll give you one. If not, it's all good. No. That's not a messed up message. Unless it's true. That card's not negative. It just means that because you're at the age you are, you might not believe everything you hear, even your own story sometimes, because you're like, you know what? Now that I'm older and I know this is that way and this is this way, yeah, this is fucking bullshit, like, you know? But I shouldn't doubt anything that I've done because I'm okay and I'm fine and I'm coming a long way and I did this and I did that. See, the power of doubt makes you not believe your own story. That's what that card means, you know? That if you doubt yourself, you're never going to believe your own story. So don't doubt yourself. That's the main message. Don't doubt your story. Tanya, you said you're hot and dirty. Oh boy. You have garages to do, and the hallway between the garages is adorable. It's gonna be close. The garden shed is a nightmare. Sounds good. Sounds like you're having fun. I agree with Dan. It's time for a cold aloe water or a root beer. Yeah, spoil yourself with the root beer because you drink aloe water. So if you don't have any aloe water, get a root beer. If you don't have root beer, have an aloe water. Or grab a beer. Fuck it. Yeah. Probably aloe water. Well, there you go, Barb. If you never doubt yourself, then you can believe your own story. Yeah. How are the M's doing? Are they winning? My Red Sox took a pounding today. Two of my teams lost today, but it's all good. I'm okay. This is gonna be. It can't win every game. It's all good. My Red Sox lost 10-3 to the Pirates, and my team, my team Sporting in Portugal, my soccer team, they lost 2-1, and they got robbed by the referee. So I'm not very happy about that, but what can I do? It's life. Still very early in the soccer season, so it doesn't matter. But the Red Sox won 4 in a row. Now they lost 2 in a row. So they irritate me. But they took a beat down at home today, 10-3. I was irritated. I was watching a soccer game, and then we lost 2-1. I switched it over to the Red Sox game, and I'm like, yep, looks like it's an L day today. Took that L. It's all good, though. It's a part of sports. You win some, you lose some. I'm not worried. They need 2 runs. Oh, shit. Never picked up grandma's car, so I had to try another online place to get rid of the car. Um, Tanya, what about the people that took Soldier, the other car? They can't take that one either. They can't take your grandma's car. Yeah, why not? You're welcome. It's all good. You want an Oracle card, Tanya? I have my cards out. So the only person that wanted a card was Barb. Nobody else wants a card. And I had a troll today. So I put my subscribers mode to 20 minutes to irritate them. After all, it's Saturday night. They ain't got nothing to do. But they ain't gonna irritate me. No, no. All right, this is for Tanya. Let's see. All right, this is your card, Tanya. I am here to enjoy life. And it says, I am not here to suffer. I am here to be a dreamer, to be an artist, to be a seer. The mission of my life is to enjoy every single moment of my life. There you go. Enjoy your life. Like Dan said, go get a root beer. You know? Treat yourself. Well, it's still early where you are, so when you're finished, when you go on your break, you can treat yourself. You're welcome. I was talking about women who have shitty eyelashes and stick eyelashes to their eyelashes, and I have an eyelash that's aggravating me right now. That's why I don't know how people want extra ones. Oh, that sucks. I know a few people that had a shitty sleep last night. I didn't. I had a pretty good sleep. I've been sleeping pretty good lately. Not bad. I'm even yawning now. Last night when I got into bed, it was like almost 1. And then I woke up at like 7:30 to the sound of my cameras, which I don't like, but whatever. I got up, took Diamond out to pee, and I got right back in my bed and I slept till like 9:30. So I got like a good bit of sleep. I've been falling asleep a lot faster now too. But stupid pain in the ass. Oh, hey, Destiny. Hi, Maria. It was a rough week at work. Oh, man. Destiny. The fuck? Well, as long as you're here and you're okay and you came to see Uncle Marky, that's all that matters. You're welcome, Tanya. No problem, sweetheart. All good. Get her done. Yeah, I'm doing good, Maria. I'm just here chilling. You know, they don't have a cap on kids coming in. You're so understaffed and no crime because some kids keep running out of class. Oh shit. Yeah, Uncle Mark, you see, I'll make life better. It's all good. What you can do, Destiny, is lock the door. Just lock the door. That's all. You gotta lie to him sometimes. You gotta say, anybody who leaves this classroom and goes through that door, the wicked witch is going to come for you. Oh, hell no. I can't work in a place like that. How the hell are you supposed to keep them animals from going outside? Because that's what they end up being, damn animals. So when you run out to go get one, the other ones inside might be beating each other up. That don't make no fucking sense. Hell no. That's some bullshit. I never see. This is why I'm so glad I don't have children. Because if anything happens to my child at school because the teacher is being a dumbass or the school doesn't have proper rules and laws, my kid ain't going there. Why do you think so many people homeschool their children now? That's why. Because these schools are a fucking joke. And that's why all these kids are a pain in the ass and disrespectful and nasty. And think that they're 20 when they're only 2. Yeah. But it's majority of them, I know. I'm not saying I love kids, don't get me wrong. And everybody knows I love kids, but I would be too strict. They would hate me. If I was a teacher, they would hate me. Mommy, Teacher Mark, you know what he said to me? He said if I leave the classroom, the wicked witch of the west will come and get me and will turn my eyes red. And then I'll go and if I if I eat a watermelon, seeds will come out of my ass and watermelons will plant out of my cheeks. He said that to you? Yep. Hello, is this Mark? Yes. You teach my little daughter, Nancy? Yes, I do. Did you tell her that the wicked witch from the west is gonna get her if she leaves your classroom and if she eats watermelon, the seeds will grow out of her ass like a tree? Yes, I did, ma'am. Why did you do that? I said, because you don't do your fucking job at home. What are you trying to say? I'm calling your boss. Call him. I'll call him for you. If I get fired, good. That means I don't have to deal with your little bratty ass fucking children. Fuck you. That's what I would say. Hey, love and life. Amen. How you doing? Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dan. Some of them still need it. They need that belt. Oh yeah, the shootings are another thing that how the hell you allow somebody to come into there's so much cameras now, right? How the hell are you allowing somebody to come into your school vicinity and there's nobody's watching those cameras? Nobody. So you're gonna let somebody just come inside your class and shoot up people and kill people. That don't make no fucking sense. Even if they're all suited up and you can't see them, there's gonna be some type of evidence, you know? There should be security at every school. How the hell you expect a teacher, right? How do you expect a teacher to take care of 30 kids in a classroom without no security these days? Because back then, kids were scared. Because if you're my age, you had strict parents, and if you didn't, there was something wrong with you, and you're probably rude, or you're a never mind. But anyway, yeah. But when I was in school, they didn't hit me. They would like threaten you, and they would tell you like, we're gonna call your mother, or we're gonna call your father, and we're gonna have a meeting with them. I'm like, oh no, no, don't do that, because that means I'm gonna get a cut ass when I get home. They're gonna beat me. No, no, don't tell. I'll be good. I'll be good. What you need? What you want? You want me to shut up in class and do my work? Okay, I'll do it. I'll look at the clock and say, I got a few more hours. I'll be all right. I used to be a pain in the ass in school. I ain't gonna lie. They used to call my parents like every other week. That's not easy. That's shitty destiny, but try and hold it together. She got hit with the ruler. Yeah, some people got hit, but not me. They ain't gonna hit me. I hit them back. Oh, that's the thing. You ain't hit my kids. I'll do that. You send them to me. I'll do them. I'll do it. There you go, love and life. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Maria, pain in the ass. I got your donation, and I see you want me to answer a question. My pain in the ass. Oh, good lord. I guess where's my? I just need to here we go from there. Well, I don't blame you, Destiny, because you got to do what's good for your health, not what's good for other people's children and them aggravating you and the school not having the right system in to be doing that. You know what you should do? You know what you should do? You should say, look, I want to sign a fucking paper that says if anything happens to any of these kids, if they leave my classroom, it ain't on me, it's on you. So if these kids leave my classroom and they're wandering around and I ain't seeing them where they're going, it's not my responsibility because they know they're supposed to be in the classroom. I'm telling them they're supposed to be in there. You should have a camera in your classroom. You should put a camera in your damn classroom and say, look, see that woman, see that little girl, look, see that little boy, they left. Don't blame me. I told them come here. They don't listen to me. So they don't listen at home. They ain't gonna listen at school. I ain't putting up with that shit. Mm-mm. Hell no. Fuck that. Right. Well, that's good. At least you're documenting it. That's why I can never be a teacher. My oldest sister, she's a teacher. She's been teaching for 25 years. And she has to take like anxiety pills and all this bull. Well, she doesn't have to, but she always complains about her job and her teaching and these kids and this and that and blah blah blah. She's always crying about, her life and how shitty it is to be a teacher and, how much stress she has. She used the word stress a million times. And I'm like, well, why you do it for then? If your job is stressful, it's going to take a toll out on you. So you're willing to die for these ignorant children and these ignorant jobs? Yeah, fuck that. That's why I don't work around people. I can't do that shit. I can never teach no damn kids. Hell no, they drive me nuts. I had 6 nephews. That was my challenge right there. I'm good. I don't need them no more. I actually wish I had kids, but there's some days where I hear stories and stuff that I don't even want because I don't want to bring my child into this world right now. 'Cause this world's full of fucking bullshit. And if I had a daughter, I probably wouldn't sleep ever again. Because if anybody did anything to my daughter, I'll fucking kill him. Fuck that. Or my son. But having a son is a little bit different. To a certain point. Having a daughter is more of a risk. Because there's so many predators and pedos and fucking weirdos everywhere. If someone ever done anything to my daughter, I'll fuck them up. I'll chop their nuts off and give it to a shark. Well, Maria, like I told you yesterday and the day before and the day before that he's asking you these things because he has plans. And his plans is to do things with you when he has a chance. So because he knows you were with your son's birthday and he was with his son golfing, so he's gonna try and work out a time where he is gonna hang out with you. That's why he's doing what he's doing. But I think you see my mouth moving, but you don't hear me. That's what goes through his mind. He does these things, right? He says what he says and all that stuff. It's not about being a father figure for you, your kids. It's about him and you, you know? Ain't nobody gonna be taking care of nobody's kids unless they're actually living with you. And he knows that if he were to live with you, he would have to somewhat take on that responsibility if he chooses to, right? And if you don't, you might say, well, if you're with me, you gotta be with my kids, because that's the first thing a woman would tell a man. If you love me, you gotta love my children too. And I'll tell you, that ain't gonna happen. Because if your kids don't like me, and I don't want them calling me daddy, because I ain't that damn daddy. But if they're good to me, I'll be good to them. If they need a father figure, yeah, sure. But you gotta understand that shit ain't just gonna happen. That's gotta be a choice. This is why you drive nuts, because you want too damn much in your mind. Children don't really need a father figure if they have a good mother. Believe those words that I tell you. Because a man is a man. He can grow up to be one without one. Exactly, Dan. Yep. Well, there you go. I just answered your question. I'll tell you the honest to goodness truth. If I were to, get myself involved with a woman that has one child, two child, three child, whatever, and her husband or her ex-husband or her baby daddy is irrelevant and is not in their lives, and I start to love her and I move in with her and I know that I'm going to deal with her children that are there that are 6, 10, and 12, so I'm just giving you an example. Those kids are not going to give a fuck about me because they don't know me. They just know that that's my mommy's boyfriend, right? That ain't my daddy. Fuck him. He can't tell me what to do. That's the first thing a child says. That guy ain't going to tell me what to do. He ain't coming into my house because he's fucking my mom and they love each other and they ain't going to tell me what to do. That's the first thing a child would do. That man ain't my daddy. Fuck him. But then, not only do I don't have to, but I would want to prove myself to those kids and say, hey, you can trust me like I am your somewhat dad, maybe soon to be stepdad, right? So I'll try and earn the trust of those children, but I'm not going to be paying for them and taking care of them. That's not my responsibility. That's what you get child support for. But some women are so conniving, they will want you to move in with them so you could pay for their children and pay for them. Because that's what some conniving women do. Some, not all. You know? Exactly. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. I've seen people say that shit. Yeah. My nephew here, the oldest one, when his dad left this house and I fucked him off one day, he said to me, don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. And don't tell me what to do. This ain't your house. That's what he told me to my face. I said, okay, no problem. That's how you feel about your Uncle Mark after all I've done for you? So I looked him right in his face and then when you need me, I'm not gonna come and deal with you. When you want me to come pick you up and there's nobody else to pick you up, mommy's at work, I'm not gonna pick you up. When you need a fucking PlayStation card, I'm not gonna be able to give you one. You want me to keep going? So you better rephrase what you said or think again before you fucking talk to me. Cause I'm old enough to be your daddy. And I wiped your ass. I'm the one who's in charge now, not your daddy. He's not here. So if you think you're gonna talk to me like that, then you got a next thing come. You know what he did? He kept quiet and didn't say one fucking word. Then I told my sister, and my sister straightened him out. Said, don't you ever talk to your uncle like that again. You fucking crazy. Yeah. And we didn't speak for a while. I told him, yeah, I'm going to show you what life is like without your Uncle Mark. I'm going to show you what life is like without me. Because you're going to need me before I ever need you. I told him that right to his face. And he changed his tune real quick. He never ever said that shit to me again. One thing about me, my words will get into your head and you will think about what I say. I guarantee you will. All right, Maria, let me check, see what's going on here. Well, you know, when your mother and father's going through a divorce, you know, the last thing you need is your uncle, you know, on your shit, thinking that your uncle don't run shit, cause he knows I do. You know, he ain't gonna tell me what the fuck to do. Yo, he's 17 now, but he was 15 at the time. This is 2 years ago. And I said, all right, no problem. So I proved to him that you'll need me before I need you. And after 1 month of not talking to me, right? One day it was raining. And I told him, when it's raining and you need a lift, I won't be there. So he finally picked up the phone and he said, hey, bro, you know, it's raining. Can you please come get me? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come get you. And after that day, he's never treated me like, you know, like that ever again, because I proved to him that you will need me before I need you. Because in that month period, I never asked him for anything because I don't need fucks from him. I'm the one providing you. See what I'm saying? So I had to teach him a lesson that don't ever think you don't need nobody. Because you will need somebody. And you will need me, I guarantee you. Because there ain't nobody else here. It's just me, my sister, his brother, and the dog. So when my sister's busy, who's gonna deal with you? When she goes away, who takes care of you? You forget that part, don't you? But see, I had, instead of, you know, beating him up with a fucking broom or a bat or beating the shit out of him or fucking him off, I was calm. I was like, you know, I know what he's going through, but he shouldn't be talking to me like that. That's how I made him learn. It took him a month because he has too much pride. See, thinks he's a man. You keep thinking that. So I proved to him, and after that, it was all good. I still love him to death, you know. But don't ever tell me you don't, you know, that I'm this and I'm that. No, 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 no. Who the fuck you talking to? You out of your damn mind? You know who I am? I'm the best uncle you'll ever have in your fucking life. You know? You crazy? All right, so Maria, what I'm getting here in the next couple of days, that, like I told you already, I see new plans here. I see Walter telling you about some new plans, him being uncertain about his efforts, him trying to have more hope and more confidence. He's going to tell you, he's going to attempt to show you things and tell you things and be more. That's why he's probably asking you all these questions and stuff, because he wants you to understand that, you know, he wants to have his life, and he also wants to be with you as well. But there's going to be some weeks and some days where you guys aren't going to see each other and you need to get over it. And when you act the way you do, it makes him feel insecure. It makes him feel like you don't understand. It makes him feel like he has to come up with something new, you know? But in the end here, it says that things are going to improve in the next couple of days, and things are going to be more. It's going to be a lot better, because it looks like his money and his benefit and profit are getting better. So it's going to make him feel better that he's getting rid of his debts and his payments and his things like that. So as time goes on, things will improve more. But he's more worried about you having an attitude because you don't see him every day. And like I told you a million times, that ain't gonna really happen unless, you know, he's one of those type of guys that's just gonna completely let you run his life, which he ain't. Because he's already been there, done that. Let me give my dog some water. Hold on, because she's a pain in the ass like everybody else. Yes, pain in the ass. I'll give you some water, for fuck's sake. If it ain't human being, women, human beings, pain in the ass, it's dog, human beings like you. It's dog, females, females. Don't fuck with me. No, don't even give me that shit. Cause you know. Yeah, keep it up. I'll tell you like I tell everybody, you'll need me before I need you, damn it. You need me to put water in that damn bowl. Don't let me huffing and puffing at me, dog. You heard it? When I was scolding her, she's like, as if to say, fuck, this guy never shuts up. Yes, you can tell him things, but he sees the expression on your face, or he knows, or he feels like you know, because you've said it in the past where you're like, oh, I want to hang out with you more, I want to do this, you know. Now you're thinking he wants to be a father figure. You think too damn much. I tell you, let things flow. The more you let things flow and let him feel like, he's not have to do things all the time, then it becomes better. The trust becomes better and everything does come better. You satisfied now that you drank some water? You just have to get your way, don't you? Fucking nuisance. You got a therapy ad? Yeah, sorry about the ads, but you know, if I don't put the ads on, then they aggravate my stream. Yeah, I understand that, Barb, but disrespect is one thing and respect is another, you know? I try to teach the younger generation to respect their elders because I certainly do. But if my elders disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect them. Because if I'm not in the line of disrespecting people, and when somebody see that day, for instance, that I'm talking about, I never disrespected him, but he thinks I was because of the way I was talking to him. And I tried to explain to him, I can talk to you whichever way I want. I'm not really disrespecting. I'm trying to tell you what's right from wrong. But you got so much, hate inside of you because of your father. Hey, you don't take that shit out on me. I'm not him, and you know that. So I try to understand, you know, that there's different ways to deal with problems. You never bite the hand that feeds you. And I told him that I never ever have talked to my uncle or my father, my mother the way you talk to me and your mother. And he still does eventually disrespect us here and there, right? But we put him in his place. But see, now he's gonna get the ultimate wake up call. Because now he's going to be without the people who give a shit about him. He's gonna go to college in 2 weeks' time. He's going to the UK to college, and it's gonna be the biggest wake up call in his life. Because he doesn't know how to cook, he don't clean shit, and he don't know how to wash clothes and all that time. He's gonna get the biggest rude awakening of his life. And me and my sisters try to teach him all these things, but he don't give a fuck. So when he goes out there and he's there for like a whole month, he's gonna cry. I guarantee it. And I hope not. I hope that he becomes a man. I hope that he changes. I really do. I'm not wishing anything on him. But I know for a fact that the first month he's there by himself, no Mark and no mommy and no brother, he's gonna be saying to himself, fuck, my Uncle Mark told me this shit was gonna happen. He told me I was gonna have to do this and do that. And I should have listened to him. I should have listened to my mom. Now I don't know shit. Yeah. You become a man eventually. And when you do, you realize you were wrong becoming one. Before you became one, I mean. Well, that's what you got to do, Maria. See, that's called reverse psychology. See, good girl. You're doing it right now. See, don't ask him shit. Let him do the asking. Because when you stop, they'll start. And he should be the one taking the initiative, you know? Oh, there you go, Destiny. Sometimes the ads are good, you know? You're welcome, Maria. Exactly, Dan. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Barbie. And he understands that, but sometimes people need a lesson. You know what I mean? Sometimes these children, they need a lesson, because back in the day, see, this is why I don't know what it's like to have a family that's been divorced. I don't know what it's like to have a shit father and a shit mother. I don't know what that means. So he I saw these kids go through it, right? But they were also going through a lot of struggle and hate emotions, and then they will be so mad that they will say things that they're not. We all say, everybody in this room has said something that they regret or shouldn't have said or had to apologize for, right? So I can't speak for the people who had a family that was divorced. So I always look at that as that's something that I don't know, right? But I do know one thing, that I'm not gonna disrespect nobody, right? But everybody's different. Everybody has different emotions, different ways of dealing with problems. Some people are triggered easy, some people are rude, some people are nice, some people just can't take the pressure. So at the end of the day, I take him as you're your father's child. He acts like him sometimes, talks like him sometimes, has an attitude like him sometimes, and runs his mouth always. But there's gonna come a day, right? I won't say it's karma, but there's gonna come a day where he's gonna understand that everything he said and did is wrong. And hopefully he's man enough to correct it and respect, the people that he's disrespect. But at the end of the day, I try to keep an open heart and mind, understanding what somebody else is going through. And I'm the first one to say on here that you never know what somebody's going through. You never know, because you don't know what that person's going through. That person could be putting on a mask or a show in here and telling you one thing and doing another, right? Or they could be really going through a hard time and nobody knows. And then by coming in here and laughing and having fun is great. But behind the scenes, they might be dying. They might have a really shitty life. They might be abused or might be broke as fuck. They might have a bad family life. You never know. That's why I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And usually when people lash out or disrespect you, it's because they've gone through, and it's no excuse for it, because you know what's right from wrong, right? But there also is, like, there's also that thing where you can say, yeah, I don't know what that's like. So I'm sure if that happened to me, I would probably feel that way too. So I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But if you do it repeatedly, then we're not going to be cool anymore. And that's what I told him. If you keep disrespecting me, then we're not going to talk anymore, and I won't talk to you anymore. And that was it. All I had to do is say that. And if he does do it, then I'll just ignore him and act like he don't exist. And when I do that, it pisses him off, and then he'll eventually apologize, or he'll eventually understand that, hey, I was wrong. But some people need to learn multiple lessons. They can't just learn it a couple times, because people have every human being has a different way of dealing with things. Some people need anger management classes. Some people need to have anxiety. Some people have this, and nobody's perfect. You know. All right, Maria, take care. So, I try to look at everything in a decent way, in a respectful way. And, like I said, I don't know what it's like to live in a divorced household. I don't know what that's like. And my parents are still together till today. And I've never seen my parents argue or say, I'm going to go in another room because, you're a piece of shit, or I'm going to go leave, or I'm going to cheat on you, or I'm going to disrespect you. I never seen my parents fight like that. So that's why, like, I can talk the way I do, because I've never experienced those type of things. But they did, so uh the hatred of a child for their parents is very, it can be very emotional, very unstable. these are children you're dealing with, So it's hard. But they'll learn, you know. They'll learn. And for those people who do go through that, I feel for them, because I remember years ago when I was in high school. Actually, I was still in elementary school. I was probably like in grade 7 or 6. One of my good friends came to school one day and he was crying. I said, "What's up, bro? What's going on? Are you all right?" He goes, "No, man, I'm not all right. My mom and dad are getting a divorce." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, I didn't know what no divorce was. I was like, I knew what it was, but not too many of my friends were experiencing that, or they didn't tell me, or I didn't know. So he said, "Yeah, my parents are getting a divorce. My mom did this and my mom did that, and my dad is, going to take care of us now. I'm going to stay with my dad, and my sister's going to stay with my mom." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I don't, I was trying to say, like, what can I do for you? Because I don't know, like, I didn't know what to tell him. I just felt bad for him because he was crying and shit. Then, a couple years went by, and I reminded him about that one day because I saw his dad come to the school, and his dad said hello to me, and I actually went to his house for his birthday one time, and we were always playing basketball and hanging out and stuff. He wasn't really like a really good friend of mine. He was just somebody who was mutually cool with everybody. There was no real, like he didn't really have a best friend. We were all cool with him, and he was a cool guy. But you could see like he had anger issues because of what happened. He was mad, that his parents failed him. That's what he probably thought. So after years went by, he pulled me aside one day and he said, "You know what? I remember I told you about my mom and dad. Things are much better now. My parents are divorced, but my dad found a new woman and she's really nice, and he's very happy, and that makes me happy." And I said, "Well, hey, bro, your dad's a good guy, man. I went to your house that time. He was very cool. He's smart. He was always dressed in a suit." And I said, "Remember, like, yeah, even though your parents are separated, I'm sure they both love you." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, I know, but it's hard, seeing them separated or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, bro. It's all good." So, he ended up being, having a family of his own and getting married, and he's happy. And, I saw him the other day. He was, spoke to me and said hello and whatever, and that was it. But I know I've seen my friends go through it. I've seen my family go through it, and it's not an easy thing to deal with. And I remember the other night I was on here, and I always tell people, like, I'm I'm an uncle of 6, but I've never had my own children. But people would tell me that I don't know what it's like to have children. And I'll tell them right to their face and look them deep in their eyes and say, "Well, you're wrong. In my case, you're wrong, because I know what it's like to take care of children from the day they're born to where they are now. Because I've taken care of both of my nephews from the day they were born till now, because their deadbeat dad never did, and I was always there for them, right? So don't tell me I don't know how to deal with children, because their own father can't deal with their children, and he's a father. Or because you make children, you know, don't mean you know how to deal with them. That doesn't automatically qualify you as a good father or a good mother, because there's shitty mothers and fathers all over this world. And I know a lot of people that were raised by their grandparents and raised by their uncles and aunts, their sisters and brothers, right? So when somebody looks at me and tells me that, I'll put up my hand one time. I'm not the one, because you don't know me. Because I've taken care of all my nephews, especially the two next door. And if you put them all in a room, they'll tell you. My Uncle Mark taught me a lot of shit. He took care of me. He did this, he did that, more than my dad did. So what does that tell you? That's why I tell people, a lot of people don't understand, or because you don't have kids, don't mean you don't know nothing about, right? Now I understand being a mother, I would never know what that is because I can't give birth. I can't give birth to a child. I'm not a woman. But I'm a man, and I know how to be a good father or be a good role model to my nephews because I don't have kids. Not only do I have 6 nephews, I have 4 godchildren, a girl and 3 boys that I'm godfather of. And I've taken care of all of them, right? Because I personally love children. And I would never want to see a child, you know, suffer ever. Because they're in the world because you bring them here. So if you don't want them, I'll take care of them. And I will take care of them. And that's what I did with my nephews. When their father left here 2.5 years ago, I stepped up and take care of them. And I'm the only male father figure that they have all their life because he even when he was here, he didn't do shit with those kids, nothing. I taught them how to do everything. And now that they're older, they're like not really interested in learning anything else. They just want to do what they want to do, which is perfectly fine. They want to become their own man. But when they couldn't wipe their ass and they couldn't do certain things, Marky was there. Okay? So that's the moral of the story. Or because you don't have something doesn't mean you don't know nothing about it. So just because my parents never got divorced, I've witnessed people who have gotten a divorce, my friends, my family, people that come on here, they tell me all about it. So I have some experience with how people act during a divorce, what they deal with, how they deal with it. And it's not just men leaving women, it's women leaving men too. I have a brother and 2 sisters, and my brother's wife left him for another man and left that 12-year-old and that 14-year-old, abandoned them, and didn't come deal with them until 5 years later. She wanted to be in their life. And you know what the oldest one said to the youngest one? Let's take our so-called mother for everything she has, 'cause she don't give us fucking nothing. So you know what they said? She wants to take us bowling and pay for our dinner. She can pay for it. Don't you dare take out your money. She owes us. We don't owe her. She wants to see us and take us out. So let's go. Pay her no mind. We'll eat off of her, do everything. And then after like 3 times, they got fed up. Because they was doing, it was like fake to them. It was bullshit to them. And then she started acting like her. She put on like she wasn't that person anymore. And after the 3rd get together, they said, I'm done. Fuck that hoe. I'm not dealing with her. I don't care if she's my mom or not. She ain't changed one bit. See? Even after 5 years, you're the same deadbeat, stupid asshole mom you are. And all you tried to do is pay for your children's dinner and take them to bullshit, thinking that they're gonna be okay after 3 times. You don't know what you did to these kids 5 years ago and 5 years in a row? These kids are no longer kids. They're 18 and 21. They know who you are. See what I'm saying? So eventually, they're gonna find out who the fuck their parents are. That's why they love my brother and respect him, because he had to be the mother and the father, and he still is. And my sister had to do that same thing. She had to be the mother, but she had me to be the father figure. She didn't have to play both roles. She had me, because I'm next door, right? But I was already that person to those children. So that's why I try and embed this in people's minds, that a lot of people don't know what life is until you actually live it. And then there is some people who say shit and don't know shit, and they still have the mentality, oh, I don't care if you took care of your nephews. You still don't know because you give them back. That's what people used to say to me. oh, but you take care of those kids, but you got to give them back to the parents. I said, oh, really? So when their parents went away for a whole week on business, who the fuck took care of them? You or an invisible person? I took care of them. So I didn't give them back. I still had to tuck them into bed. I still had to fucking bath them and wipe their asses. They wanted to spend the night over Uncle Mark's house. I took the responsibility to take care of those kids. So don't tell me I had to take them back. You don't know my life. And that's why I tell people, you don't know people unless you really know somebody. So don't try and think that everybody is classified the way you think they are. That don't work that way because there's an exception to what people do. And that's mine. Yeah? So I don't need a trophy or a medal because I'm already the uncle of the year every year. Okay? I'm in the Hall of Fame of uncles. And I encourage every uncle to do the same. Be there for your nephews if they ain't got a father figure. Hook them up. Be there for them. And there's great uncles out there because I had great uncles. All my uncles were cool. They all loved me and they all took care of me. One in particular, that was my godfather, my uncle. He was the best thing since sliced bread to me. He was like a second dad. We had so much fun. He always used to compliment everything I did, always encouraged me to be better than I am now. Never disrespected me, always wanted me to be a better person. Gave me all his shit when he died. That's why people don't understand, like having like a family member or even like a person in your life that encourages you can change your whole outcome and life. It can. And me just being on here talking to people will make them realize shit. And I'm just somebody you know on the internet. But the reason I talk like this is because this is my life. And that's why I tell people you can change your life. You don't have to bitch and moan about everything. Don't blame life, blame the way you live it. And if you live it better, you don't have nothing to blame. Yeah? Absolutely, Barb. Absolutely. All right, Barb, if you're gonna go, good night and get your beauty sleep. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. And I know you're a wonderful mom and grandma. And let's all keep being whatever we want to be. Good daughter, good son, good mother, good sister, good brother. Just be the best you can. Slay. Hey Maria, how you doing? I'm doing good. Can you get a general for the month of September? Sure. Sure you can. Thanks for the super chat. Absolutely. And you know, some parents' love for their kids are not really expressed in emotions. They're expressed in other ways. For instance, my mom and dad never told me that they love me. You know, those words didn't come out of their mouth. You know, my mom didn't tuck me in my bed every night and said, okay, good night, Mark. I love you. You know, see you tomorrow. My parents aren't like that. My house wasn't Little House on the fucking Prairie. You know, you know, we're no like not that type of household. You know, my parents didn't say I love you, and they didn't even say it to each other. You know, that those words were not really probably expressed to them as children, so they don't really have that, you know, mentality. But when my nephews were born, and I was with them, and they knew what that word meant, in front of everybody, I would hold them and say, I love you, you know, whatever their name is, I love you, this, you know, and I'll say it more than anybody because I truly love my nephews that much that I would say it to them every day. And now my two nephews say it every day. Love you, bro. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I love you when you sleep. You know, we'll talk shit and say things like that, like my sayings. I'll get a hug from both of them every day almost, you know, when we see each other. Because it's genuine. We know that we really truly love each other. But see, I didn't have that growing up. But that wasn't gonna stop me from doing it to my nephews Because my parents didn't do it to me doesn't mean I'm not going to do it to them. Because that's just your bullshit mind telling you that. You see what I mean? So for those of you who didn't get that, you can still do it to your children or your nephews and nieces or whoever, your friends. But my sister would tell my mom and dad, you guys never say it, but now you say it to my kids, because they had to hear us say it and feel comfortable saying it because we say it, you know? So sometimes my youngest sister will have my mom on speakerphone and she'll go, love you, mom. And she goes, I love you too. And I said, all of you love it. He said, you never tell me you love me, mom. She goes, oh, you got Mark there and on the speakerphone. Yo, you tricked me. I said, yeah, see, you tell her you love her, but you don't love me. You don't tell me you love me either. I said, well, now you know how it feels, woman. And she gets fucking mad. Right, and my sister and we'll just start laughing. And then then I'll call her by her name, right, my mom's name. I'll call her, I say, I love you, blah, blah, blah. She goes, you don't love me. I say, yeah, I love you when you sleep. Go to sleep. That's when I love you the most. So we all laugh and shit. I don't take it personally or anything like that. But it's weird, how generations certain people and families are, you know? There's a lot to learn when you go through life. It's shitty, but sometimes you just gotta not really think about it like that too much. Hey Maria, I remember I did a general reading for you last month, and I said you might have to deal. I think it was you. You might have to deal with a lot of people, and some people might be acting up. So did that happen in August? You had to deal with a lot of idiots. I mean, we all deal with idiots every damn month. But I believe I told you last month that you'll be dealing with a lot of people, and people might aggravate you. There might be a woman that irritates you or some shit like that. You was like, yeah, I'd probably at work. You're working hard. That's good. I'm glad you're doing great. All right, so this month coming up, I see you being I see you having enough money and enough finances and stuff for everything, that you need. But you still might not be happy. You might not be satisfied. It's a guy that did some dumb shit. He's gay, so it was a woman. Oh yeah, well that can, probably the feminine energy, yeah. Yeah, usually, guys that are like that are feminine, so yeah, that could be it. Um, and usually they're like that, some of them can be like that. So yeah, I see you having enough money, just try not to waste money or use it and waste it and don't be greedy. But I feel like you'll have enough money in the month of September to do what you need, but you still might not be happy with what you use it on or what you have to use it on. Like you might have some mishaps or some things go wrong or whatever, but you might even fear not having enough money or financial or having some type of shit you have to spend a lot of money on, like a car that breaks down or your fridge or your washer and dryer, or something happens where you're like, fuck, I gotta spend money on that now too. Shit. So I do see in the month of September, you might fear that you might not have enough money or you're spending your money on things that are happening, you didn't expect it. So you're like, fuck, I got to deal with this shit. And it might make you feel emotionally unbalanced or emotionally confused. Like, why now? Why this shit didn't happen last time and I had enough? Or even if you have enough money and you are financially stable, you might find yourself in September like having to spend money on things that are unexpectedly break down, or you might have to pay like a certain amount of money for something and you're gonna be like, fuck, here we go again. But the other thing I see here is if you're cool with your dad or you're cool with your brother or any type of male that's older than you, then that person will come through for you if you need them for anything. If you need like a loan, or you need somebody to help you with money, or if you have like, somebody that you need to help to save money, maybe this man can help you save money, or they can find somebody cheaper for you or something like that. You know how guys know guys that'll do something, right? So there could be a man like of power, like could be a brother, could be a dad, or it could be like an uncle or somebody like that. Some man that you know that would definitely help you if you ask them for help. And this is not necessarily mean money. It could mean like, whatever you need this man for. You can, or if you have like a really decent male person in your life, don't hesitate to ask them for help. And even if you told this man you needed help or you had some bad shit happen, they might offer you help, in any way, financially, helping in whatever type of way you need help in. But try to hold on to every penny because you might need it. Because I see like you spending money on shit that's unexpectedly happened. Yeah, that's been happening lately, spending money on random things that come up. Yeah. So that might continue into September. You know what they say, it comes in threes, or it's all or nothing. And there are some days where I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I just spent this money, now I gotta spend that money. It's like 3 weeks ago we had a lightning storm here, and it fried my cable box, lights, my generator, and some other things here and there that blew up. And I had to spend $1,000 to fix my generator because it fried the motherboard. And that was unexpected. It's been there for 10 years and it's never been zapped. And, it's unexpected. I had to spend $1,000 to fix it, and get the part. And of course, it's hurricane season and I need it. And thank God we haven't had one. So yeah, I know what that's like, and everybody has things that break down and you need to spend money. So it looks like if that's happening now, it might continue to happen going into September. But I feel like the only good thing I see here is this man that's willing to help you. So you might have a man helping you, or if you want a man to help you, all you gotta do is shake that booty. Show him a little booty, and he'll give you some money. You know. Maria's like, nah. All right, I'll give him a sneak. She's like, hell no. You ain't seeing this booty. No. I remember I told you in a reading one time. I knew it was you now. I'm starting to remember. I told you one time, I said, yeah, because you was like, oh, this guy, he likes me more than this other girl, and the girl was jealous. I said, that's probably because you got a bigger bump. And he was like, yeah, I do. And ever since then, I say, yeah, I'm going to use that against her now. I'm going to tell her that she's flashing her bum everywhere. And they look at that ass, and they be like, oh, dang. Guys and booties. Yeah, I remember that shit, and I'm starting to remember some of the readings I gave you. There's some people I remember shit because, you laugh about shit, so I know it's not serious. Like, you don't, we can laugh about things and you don't take it personally. But yeah, it looks like you can depend on a guy. I don't know who this guy is, but it could be a father figure, could be an uncle, brother, could be your boss, even if your boss is a man. Like if you were to say, hey, look, I spent some money on this shit and blah, 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 and they'd be like, oh, I know somebody that can do it for you. Shit like that. Somebody that can help you repair something or fix something, or, if you needed to buy something from somebody, you can get it cheaper through somebody, somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So that's what I think it could be, because that's how the cards came out. Yeah. Yeah, that I shuffled some more cards, and it pretty much says that there is a woman around you that might be younger than you that like looks at you in a bad way. Like they might be like in a, you might reveal that this person really doesn't like you. This person might pretty much like admit it to somebody, This person could be younger than you and hating on you and shit. And it could be to do with work or because you have something that they don't have. I got this card twice too. And it means like, you might hear of somebody losing their job, or you might like hear of somebody like that is like having problems. And then you're like, oh, good, fuck 'em, I don't care. They can leave anyway. So there's somebody you might work with that might lose their job because they get called out. And you're like, oh, good, I'm glad they're gone. So if that's the case, it might happen in September too. And like I said, I get again here a different card, but the same meaning. A guy that's willing to like give you something, do a favor for you, be kind to you, something like that. So instead of like last month, they tell you a guy or a woman is gonna be a pain in the ass, but this month they see a person actually helping you, like doing something for you. So, but at work there might be like a woman that's younger than you that might get herself in trouble and lose her job. So that could be it too. Usually when you're working hard, people be hating on you and shit. Well, that's good. I'm glad it all resonates. That means we're spirits on the same page and they know what's good for you. See? So what happens when you're a good person? See? When you work hard, the spirit tells you everything. And if you was giving away your booty, they wouldn't be giving me no answers. They'd be like, no, I she's been giving away our booty, Mark. I can't give you no answers. She be hoeing around. But see, you tell me you're great and you're working hard. See, that's why they're working for you now, making sure you're gonna be all right. So keep that booty in your pants and don't be showing nobody that thing. Shit. Hey, that's cool. There's some people that ain't got nothing more than that. Shit, a year is good. Try years. Shit. And it don't make it. It doesn't make you a lesser or a better person. It's all good. Keep that shit on lockdown. You gotta always feel like what you have is worth more than what someone can really give you. In order to get into that, I can't remember what Tanya used to call it something, the cave of something. Tanya, if you're here, what did you call your coochie one time? The cave of something? I can't remember that saying. But yeah, anyway, yeah. You know me. I call it the golden coochie. And you got that golden coochie that ain't been touched in a long time, they all want it. It's had time to heal, you know. So it's good to be celibate for a while, you know. Makes you respect yourself more and makes sure you the next person that goes in there or does something, they ain't doing the wrong thing in there. So I always tell people, sex ain't everything. It's good to have sex with someone you love and you really trust and care about instead of them just being all cool just to get you. But hey, some people want that life, and some people want to be hoes. But if you want to respect yourself and you don't want none for a while, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Your secret's safe with me. If you want to give me the key to the chastity belt, I'll keep it for you. I already got some in the stash box that are rusty from people that ain't had none in years. I just told them if you need the key back, just let me know. I'll send it to you. Don't worry, you're not the only one. See, Dan says he wants to be a hoe, but he is a Leo. He's a Leo. That's what he is. He just don't know it, but he's a Leo. Not a Leo. He's a Leo. Dan says I want to be a hoe. Shit. No, you don't. You think you do. Being a hoe ain't good, The only good thing about being a hoe is you got money. But then if you got an STD, that means you gotta pay to maintain that STD to a level it don't kill you. So being a hoe ain't good. It's only good if you're greedy and you like money and you have medical insurance. It ain't easy. You have a seventh toe. See? So now I'm gonna call you Seven Toe Ho. Because you know my ex, she's the sixth toe ho. You know? Now you can be the seventh toe ho. Shit. You gotta have a laugh. Oh God. These people are starting, the weather people are starting to talk about tropical storm, tropical storm. Ain't no damn tropical storms out there. I'm so glad there isn't any tropical storms. Thank God. I don't want no hurricanes and no tropical storms. Hallelujah. I just got a notification from a weather person that I watch. No, I haven't seen her at all. I actually haven't even seen her online. You know? I haven't seen her at all. I haven't seen her on FB. Okay, Maria, thanks for coming by and having fun and laughing. Go get your beauty rest. Let me see if I haven't been getting notifications for people. Teresa went live earlier today, and I didn't even get a notification and didn't even know she was online. Yeah, I haven't. M hasn't even been online. I haven't seen her online lately. Yeah, but she probably didn't get my notification because I know I didn't get Teresa's notification today, and sometimes I don't get anybody's notification. It works when it wants to, which is very annoying. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'll go and come back, and I'll be like, oh shit, this person was live. I didn't even see him. I'll go look at my notifications, hit the bell, and nothing's there. And I'm like, great. Oh well. So it's a pain in the ass. But she says that she wasn't getting my notifications. That's why she don't know I'm on. So maybe that's probably why. But when I text her, she comes in. But it's all good. I know she must be tired because she was up late last night bringing Emily home from band practice or the game or whatever. Not band practice. She was in the band for the game, the college game. So I know she must be tired. Yeah. Yeah, that's been the last game is around that. So it's cool. When she goes live and when she's in here, actually, no, she did come in here today. My bad. She came in my earlier live and she says, hi, I'm listening at work. But she didn't really say much. She laughed at one of my jokes and that was it. And then she was gone. But yeah, my bad. She did come in here today in my earlier live. I just remembered that. So I was saying to myself, I know I spoke to her yesterday or was it today? So yeah, I came on earlier live today. I came on earlier and she says, hi, I'm listening at work. And then she laughed at something and I said, and that was it. And she probably got called back to work. But yeah, I did see her today. My bad, Dan. Yeah. I did see her today. She popped in very briefly. Yeah. Now I remember. I had to think about it. Yeah. But tonight, no. But yeah, today, early. I forgot I came on earlier today. I came on earlier today for like an hour and a bit. And she popped in very, very briefly. Yeah. Usually she comes on and she's listening to me when she's at work. I think that's what it was. I think it was yesterday or today. I think it was today, though. I think it was. I know I get my days so mixed up. It's always something. Sometimes I gotta check my phone to see what day it is. It's already Saturday and it's almost the end of August. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here myself. It's already midnight here, and I need to go get my ass to sleep. See if I can get an early night for once. Midnight's early for me. All right, Dan, take care, brother. Have a good weekend, and I'll be here tomorrow at some point in time. Probably in the afternoon, I'll be here. Shoot the shit with everybody. See how it goes. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a good weekend if I don't see you.